What you now? What is this again?
Yeah, so it's a full robotic arm. Like there's a AI chip in here, and then this like attaches to like the remainder of my arm. It's almost like a socket. It slides on, and then there's sensors and stuff in here that reads the signals and nerves in my arm that the surgeons remapped. So like me thinking about opening and closing, like I'm using the same like nerves and stuff.
Oh, all right. I thought I lost you.
Wow.
Yep,
You ready to check out? Or you need a
Yes.
second?
Yeah.
Same thing. Elbow going up, elbow going down. That's all the same nerves. Like when I'm thinking about elbow up,
I mean, that's amazing.
down.
AI is amazing,
hands
bro.
open, hand closed. And then I had the company that built it for me. Like I told them, like I wanted it to look like straight up like robotic cyberpunk. Like I didn't want the silicone skin or any of that stuff. Like I wanted it because I thought it looked tough. So
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
man. Let
man.
me just take a little close up.
Well,
Yeah, man. That
these
thing
things
is crazy.
exist.
Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory and worship unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash, double honors unto the elders and the apostles that do well overseeing the tabernacle of David, which are the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And greetings and salutations to Achim, upholding the testimony of Yahushai in truth and in sincerity. And this is Revelations, the 3rd chapter, and the 14th verse. It says, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast." And what you have just seen is one of his miracles. His choragma is a miracle. His hypersonic missile is a miracle. His nuclear missiles, those are miracles. The atomic missile, the V1, the V2, those were, and what you see right now was the V1 and V2 were the progenitors of what we have today as the modern missile. But what we see today is a miracle. And the miracle that we see, and who is the he? It says, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had." Who is the he? Who has the power? Well, of course, the scripture says the earth is given. Job, the 9th chapter and 24th verse, it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who is that? Who owns the banking industry? Who owns all of the prisons throughout America? Whose face is on different countries in Africa currency? I thought they were free, but they're using your currency with your face on it. No, they're not. Who is it? It's the Edomites. The he is the Edomites. Who put the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians in the cargo slave ships and put us in chattel slavery? The Edomites did that. And of course, they have these little nicknames that they give themselves. That's why we call him the self-proclaimed white man. He's not white. He called himself that. He just walk around giving himself nicknames. But he's not a white man. There's no such thing as a white man. He's an Edomite. As we said before, so-called self-proclaimed, but he's not that. But in continuation, it says he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Excuse me. The sight of the beast. And the beast is what you consider NATO, EU. All right, that's the beast. All right, It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. Now, as I said, the beast is NATO and the EU, but the image to the beast, the image, that word image goes into system. And so make a system to NATO EU. So replicate your system after the manner of NATO EU. Represent and replicate your ideology and your culture after the fashion of NATO and EU. That's why you have an ECOWAS in Africa. That's why you have everybody saying democracy this and democracy that. That's them partaking in the image of the beast of the book of Revelations. That's people saying, hey, well, a homosexual can have rights. And that's them participating in the image of the beast. It's legal to be stupid and be a heathen. Well, they are heathens and they are stupid, but you get what I'm saying. It's legal to do all type of mischief. Let me get into the details. I painted with a broad brush. It's permissible to be a degenerate and do all type of stuff like NATO and EU does. Look at the culture of the EU nations. Look how nasty and stupid it is. Everybody's following them. The women are acting retarded and stupid and wicked. All right, all types of yeast infections from shoving these pieces of plastic up their backside and wearing these tight ass pants without ventilation. Where do they get that from? NATO, EU. All type of adultery with women having sex with multiple men and breaking their husband's heart and man being nasty and stupid and being sodomites. Who do they get that from? They got that from NATO, EU. And that's the image of the beast of the book of Revelations. It says, and that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword. How did the beast have a wound by the sword? Because NATO and EU is the revival of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire fell 2,000 years ago. That was the wound by the sword. That's what that's talking about. At the end of the Flavius dynasty, when it fell, all right, when Domitian died, that was the wound of the sword of the ancient world. But it says, and did live. So even though they had that wound, they came back through a process called the Renaissance period, which Renaissance means rebirth. Oh, what rebirth of what? Oh, rebirth of the ancient Roman Empire. And they knew what they was doing. And the people who established the EU knew what they were doing. It was established through a meeting, a council called the Treaty of Rome. Wait a minute, why did they do that? If I'm not mistaken, they wore ancient Roman apparel during the meeting. I could be mistaken, but I believe I read that before. Why did they do that? And there was actually an individual, I believe he was from Belgium or it was either Luxembourg or Belgium. It was a representative saying we consciously knew that we were reestablishing the Roman Empire. He said that. It's on record of him saying it. So it's not up for debate. It's obvious. Only a fool could not see, especially with the evidence put before their eyes. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. How did NATO and the EU have power to give life to the image of the beast? Meaning give life to the system of Rome. They did that through their money, through their banking systems, through their social media platforms, all right, through their different technologies that they push. With the internet, TV shows, their movies, their different policies that they have for these countries, that if they want aid, they have to do X, Y, and Z. That's those countries submit themselves to the image of the beast. And the World Bank, that's controlled by NATO and EU. It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. What happened to Gaddafi? He wanted to put Africa on the gold reserve. He got wiped by who? Who came and got him? NATO. NATO came and killed Gaddafi. They are the one who pushed that image of democracy and all that other madness into Libya, and they murdered Gaddafi because he came up against the image of the beast. And it says all roads lead to Rome. Well, all roads lead to MOTB. And if there's a gold standard, you can't establish a worldwide MOTB, buddy. That's why they moved on him. What happened to Saddam Hussein? I thought he was in bed with the Americans. You're right, he was. But he was pushing for a gold standard. He was pushing for a gold standard. What? That means you came up against the image of the beast, because they can't allow gold to be a legitimate commodity amongst the populace, because they're trying to put CHIPs in everybody. And the CHIP is not backed by no gold. They just want you in a digital world where you are their slaves. You know? And there's many others who did not worship the image of the beast and were killed. And they killed them. That's what the Edomites do. That's what makes them great. What you mean? What makes them great? Well, because they're murderers. I'm not talking about a valiant warrior. I'm talking about a murderer. This man is a murderer. It's a difference. Excuse me. Verse 16. And he calls of all. And these miracles, you see what's taking place with Mr. Musk and the Neuralink, so on and so forth. You see what took place with that man's mechanical chip-driven arm. All right? That's a part of those miracles. But it's going to lead to the charagma. All of this is for the sake of establishing the charagma. You know? All right. Let's see here. Verse 16. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark, that charagma, is the CHIP, the micro CHIP. That's what it is. That's what the mark is. That's why it says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's what this is going to lead to. They want total control, total power. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the number of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. We have to be prudent, patient, diligent, all the fruits of the Spirit, everything. incorporate the wisdom, live up to the expectation that the Lord has anointed us for. And be spiritual. Scripture says, walk in the Spirit and fulfill not the lust of the flesh. Spirit is willing, flesh is weak. But abound in grace and love, and may the Lord keep you and protect you forever and always. For that, give my praises, honor, glory, and worship to Yahweh Shemel Shai, B'Hashem Kakadash, to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and salutations, and keep the faith. Shalom.